Even if the season fails, I will do another one. Even if people go away and no money comes in, I will do another one.
Hello and welcome to Indash. Today we have with us one of the most promising comedian and producer in the world of comedy, Abhish Mathew. To begin with, I would like to congratulate you for the seventh season. And how was it putting together the season?
To be honest, it was extremely exciting. People ask me, were you nervous making this season? I was not nervous. I was very excited because till 6 seasons, we know what the show looks like. It has a big set. The celebrities who come are dressed up. I straighten my hair and I put gel and everything. So now that I'm at home, no access to clothing, no access to styling. I'm barely learning how to cook right now. So in that case, what I did was I reached out to each and every friend of mine who has worked in this industry or with me in some way or the other. And then I got them together, and they already were friends. And so it really became like a couple of friends who came together and said that we'll make the show. So like I said, I was nervous, but once I got these guys, then I was excited. So nervousness was just that decision key. Let's do it.
Okay, who were these friends? Do we know these friends?
Yeah, all of them are individually creators as well. So there's Wandering Lloyd, who's a traveler. He works with me. Take 900 is a channel. Nikhil Kini from there is in it. Geek Fruit is a collective, and Dinkar is the creative director and director of the show. Kedar is there, and then the entire OML team. Whoever, the way it is, like whoever likes to work on Son of a Beast works on it. So it's really like it's not like no one's job is to work on this. Like there are people from the management team who are in the creative WhatsApp group. Like, creative WhatsApp group is where we are saying edit ye change karo, wo change karo. But even from the management, they are there in the creative group giving feedback. So it's the first time where I'm seeing like you are this is now diluted, where the director is also editing, the editor is also thinking of ideas and sending. So it's very fun. So far, so good.
Okay, when did you start working on it?
July. I remember as soon as March happened, April happened, where everyone was going for, okay, I'm going to go for a vacation, take a 2-3 month break, or the other people were thinking of what to do, what is the next way to evolve and all of that. So I was in the second category where I was like, okay, I can create a lot of shows in lockdown. That's easy. Can you evolve a show from what it is in lockdown? And that excited me. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen, because even if the season fails, I will do another one. Even if people go away and no money comes in, I will do another one, whether it's shot on cell phone. So the bare basic of this season show is that till the time I'm alive, I'm going to do this show again and again. So I was like, let's get everyone together. Let's take some money here, there, put together and build a team. So so I would say that to answer your question, nervousness was still here in that chart. Rest was all excitement.
One of the things about the Son of Abhish has been the set. So how are you going to manage that part this time?
You are looking at the set, except for the table where there is food, which, by the way, I cooked. I made those parathas and I made that chicken. So,
okay, what's in store for the fans out there?
I don't like using superlatives, but this season I like watching myself on screen. As opposed to previous seasons, I would forward all my parts and I will just look at the edit and I'd be like, okay, color is good, grade is good, comedy is there in the beginning, music is great in the middle, what the guests are saying, what is the story. But this season, I've been like, hey, nice joke, Abhish, not bad. So I think that's what it's, for me, it's personally, once the lockdown happens, okay, when the lockdown happened, a lot of our deals broke. We didn't know where the next set of money is coming from. We don't know what the future of Son of Abish is going to be. We don't know what the future of other shows we want to generate is. So it came from a point where like, this is rock bottom. So there is only one way, which is up. So building this up was super exciting. So when the first episode came out, people liked it. Hopefully people liked second, third also. Then we know that our job is done. So just to answer that question, I would say when you hit rock bottom, you only build up. So I hit rock bottom way earlier, before, not 2 months into the lockdown. First week, I was like, great, now it's only building up.
different people reacted differently to the lockdown as an artist, because artists are often the people who take everything at times very personally, or they get affected in a very different
Yeah.
way. And especially comedians, who thrive on public interaction, and the money is coming with every gig. How has it been for you?
So the live industry completely took a hit, okay, for the first couple of months, and all during a pandemic where the entire world doesn't have an answer. There is no prototype of when this happens to the artist industry. When do you build up? There's no prototype. We're building those data up so that next time if it happens, we know what the fund, the trust, the loans. Now insurance will come pandemic proof. Who knows? Pandemic proof. Sorry, who knows? So in that state of panic and fear, which was there in everyone, because there were two kinds of panic. One was threat for life. So you were always heightened, and then hit your professional fear because none of us have made it. So we're all like, what are we going to do? How's it going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. It's everyone was going through that. Luckily, there are some online Zoom shows that have started happening where people have started coming in more regularly, paying income, which is considerably smaller. But it's allowing us to think that, okay, we can pay 50% of our rent, and then so it's like a monthly, then it becomes quarterly. Now, say everything has slowly started picking up, but now in this new way, which is distantly. Um, that is what personally I really enjoyed in this. The major hit that had happened personally for me was pandemic happened, and I don't know how to say it. I might get emotional. I don't have a washing machine. So I wear clothes every day, new shirts, because even though pandemic is over, I will shower every day and I'll wear a shirt every day. So I have to keep washing clothes.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the washing machines right now. Every day in the morning, I'm murdering a t-shirt, submerging it, punching it through, taking it out, doing this, and then again going down and doing. Then I have a bed sheet that I sleep. The bed sheet is there, and then there's a blanket, and I'm like, I have to wash it once a week. So every day I am there's a small bucket, and there's a lot of clothes that there's a lot of beating. So, if I may say it correctly, the pandemic lockdown, I was not prepared to not have a washing machine.
So I think I can see you picking up some skills, like cooking and washing clothes.
Yeah.
I read that there are some there's a very exciting lineup of guests coming in for the season 7. Tell us something about them.
Yes. Just because of the lockdown, we realized that we don't have to fly people in, and that was one of the main expenses we ever incurred, right? Hospitality for our guests. So we're like, there's so many people, but our reach became only Bombay. But this time we were like, everyone is what's the word in French? Vela, na? Completely vela. So we reached. I cold messaged people who I follow. They have no idea who I am. And luckily, they sent a message, hey, awesome, this is my manager's number. And then I'm like, guys, take over. It was so fantastical because we never thought, the kind of people who we got were Utkarsh Ambudkar. Now, this is a guy, the first time that I saw him in Pitch Perfect, then at the end of Oscars, I'm like, man, Indian American gentleman, great flow, one of the best freestyle rappers out there, supremely undiscovered talent, at least in India. And he responded, I'm like, yes. So then I spoke to Raftar, who's a friend of mine, and I was like, Raftar, this is it. And Raftar's like, buddy, I would love to come on the show. This guy is also great. So immediately there was that combination that was made, and I didn't have to fly them. You know that LA to Bombay business class plus 5-star hotel, it will cost me 3 seasons to get one guest. So it was incredible to pull that off. Similarly, we got Hari Kondabolu, who's a comedian. He's one of the best unique voices in the world. Okay. And I have followed him since 2009 because I sent him an email in 2009 about comedy, which he didn't respond to, by the way. I brought him on the show and I made him respond to the email. So it was so it was almost like, I remember reaching out to a lot of big comedians when I was younger, just for advice and everything. And a few of them responded. So it was almost like that. So it's almost like getting them on. Asif Ali, who's another friend of mine, he's also an Indian American comedian and actor. So we've gotten that. Plus, we reached out to a lot of other people. Like when I mean any name that you're thinking, we've reached out. We're waiting for one or two to respond.
Yeah.
Till that time, we luckily got Kalki this season. We've been trying to get it for the last 3 seasons. Dates haven't worked out. Timing hasn't worked out. And when she came on the show, she looks so calm and she's got a tea. And
When did you grow this fascination with, late night talk show format? How was it like? And
yeah.
starting in 2014 to now, I mean, it has been a very interesting and long journey of Son of Abish in itself. How do you reflect at that?
Oh, that's a double question you asked.
Yeah, that's
one
a double
question,
question.
two. You put 2 questions in it. That's a double question. Okay, can I break it down?
Yes.
First part.
Fascination with the talk show.
Fascination. Okay. Second part is
Building Son of Abish, and building it yourself, and then having this interesting journey, where you are starting 7th season. It's not a small feat in itself.
yeah. Okay. So fascination. Very distinctively. So I have been a stage baby. Like I've been on stage since I was born. Like fancy dress in church to mono acting in school to theater to music stage. There's a point in my life where my school teacher once told my parents like math में इसके number थोड़े कम है 43 आ रहे हैं. Tension मत करो stage पे कुछ कर लेगा. My parents are like हाँ. Like it was very evident that my parents are like you're gonna end up on stage, so just take that up properly.
Yeah.
Supportive parents, amazing parents. Now the turning point was I was in my school, I was doing music, I was making jokes here and there, was a class clown. I saw one on my friend's TV, I think it was on Z or Sony. I saw Jay Leno, The Tonight Show, and I was like, man, it's so good for this guy. He has a live audience that he's having fun with and people are capturing it and then they're putting it online. I'm like, he doesn't have to talk to camera. He just have to talk to... And I was like, man, that would be the life. Imagine if I'm having fun with an audience, whether it's music, whether it's comedy, whether it's a Tonight Show, and people are just capturing and putting it up. That's what I want. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to do a show like this. That's when Son of Abish originated because my dad's first joke was like, you are a son of Abish. That's just... That's my dad's joke. So I was like, hey, it's a nice, sweet name. Let's put it in. Also, if I get fired, then the show doesn't continue. Conan taught me that. Thanks, Conan. But then after that, I got into this format called late night comedy. And I was like, oh my God, late night comedy is amazing. There's conversation, there's games, there are music performances. What the hell? It's a great variety show. So I wanted to become like a producer of a variety show. But in this talk show format, I get to be in it as well. So it's like, I'm creating fun things that I get to do. That's where the format idea generated. It wasn't a talk show. The first season wasn't a talk show. We used to record for we used to do a live show for 1.5 hours and record only 40 minutes. Because the first 30 minutes used to be my stand-up. I used to do music, interaction with the audience. We used to start the taping, close the taping, send the guest off, do a last final songs and finish the show. So for me, it's still a variety show. So if it's just talk show and like, you can start with, hi, today my guests are, but I'm like, no. We'll do jokes up top. We'll do songs. We'll do as many fun things as possible. So that has been the journey. And that is genuinely till today, I do it because I'm like, I want to sell tickets. If 20 people can come every day to my show, I will always be happy. The crew is there to capture it. My dream will be achieved. Whether it's a successful dream or not, it doesn't matter. Going back to what I said earlier, whatever happens, this show will come out. Whether it's as Instagram stories or if it's coming out as Snapchat stories, this show will come out.
Abish, one of the key component of your show has been the live audience. How was it?
Yeah. Oh, it was a battle with my friends. The team that I have, everyone said, why do you want to get a live audience? Just get this. And they had valid points because controlling a live audience is tough. There's a lot of problems. But I was like, my dream has live audience in it. If I just want camera, then I'll do VJing. But I want that thing captured. So we agreed. We did a test episode 00, where I said, guys, the tickets are damn cheap. We just want 20, 30 people. Just come. 20, 30 people bought the tickets. They came for the show. It was on like Zoom and we sold it on Insider. And then I was just talking to people and they were having a great time. For 30 minutes, they were having a gala time. And the crew, I'm seeing the WhatsApp group that's always open and they're going, oh, this is funny. Okay, whatever. Like, it was nice, appreciative messages. That's when I was like, okay, the format works of the live audience. Now we got two of Nikhil Kinney and Sharan Nair, both of them are digital influencers, to come as episode 00 test guests. They came, they played the games, they did the interview, the audience behaved themselves. So the entire crew and I were able to be like, I think we can pull this off. That's when we started selling tickets, saying that now come, enjoy the entire experience. So there was so much 2 weeks of back and forth till we did it. It could have done in 24 hours, but we're like, without live audience, I don't want to do anything.
Okay, what else is there in the pipeline?
Ooh, interesting question. So in the pipeline, there is always a lot going. But recently I started a company called Absurdist, which is a couple of our friends, the same guys working on Son of a Beach are all in it together. And we started putting some vlogs out, just like a fun 3 people having fun vlogs. It's got its own following now. Like it's capturing a reference from a previous vlog onto this. So that's incredible. And I'm seeing its own journey. So I'm thinking of investing more time and like do other cool things that I can do other shows. So the thing is, just one thing popped out right now. Other than that, there's a lot of project that's happening. I'm writing some stuff here and there. Man, there are so many NDAs I've signed. No, I don't even know how to maneuver these conversations now for what is next. I'm like, wait. I hope you understood that. This is legal speak for a few things that are happening. I hope one of them happens.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Abhish. It was lovely chatting.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Likewise, thank you for having me.